Morning, you guys. This is Monty, back at it again. As you may have guessed, I just finished wiping down my car. Let me make sure my phone is off. Do not want to get interrupted by anyone. Thank you. Kind of a little bit gloomy, a little bit overcast. It's going to be kind of cool today, probably, unless it clears up in a hurry. But anyway, can't complain. Lovely day in paradise, as usual. Camarillo, California. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. We got Hurricane Michael creating a good amount of destruction. Third worst storm in history, I think. Can't wait to see what the price tag of this storm is going to be. We really need to get a handle on this climate change issue. I think, judging by the intensity of most of the storms that we're getting, it looks like we really need to figure out, excuse the noise, whether or not we're contributing to the warming of the oceans and everything else. These hurricanes particularly are just getting too much energy by virtue of the warm waters in the oceans. When you have warmer waters in the oceans and hurricanes get that warm water, and it produces a good amount of the energy that the hurricanes need, and they're coming onto land as category 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in some cases, and this is just creating a lot of havoc. Anyway, we'll address that probably in a separate podcast maybe, but yeah, that's a discussion we all need to have in terms of how to stop contributing to global warming. What else is going on? Got a little bit of noise in the background, trying to walk away from it as quickly as possible. What else is going on? Let's see. Stock market is taking a tank. Looks like the stock market either is correcting, just giving us a correction in a bull phase, or maybe this portends a larger issue having to do with maybe overly appreciated assets, maybe the quantitative easing that was pumped into all of these markets, real estate, stocks, and everything else, maybe pulling back on that quantitative easing and going into quantitative tightening is causing the economy, including the stock markets and everything else, to adjust to where it should be. Maybe the raising of interest rates is creating a little bit of shock. I guess we got to factor in trade tariffs in terms of whether or not that seems to be giving people a bit of unease as well. I wouldn't doubt it if, we're supposed to be in a recession right now, because, when you look at the business cycles with the fiat currencies, that's the whole purpose of the Federal Reserve, right? To let the economy grow for so long, and then the rich and wealthy people benefit for, a certain period of time, and the working people, get led to believe that they're getting ahead and catching up on bills and saving some money or whatever, and then the wealthy people snatch the rug or the carpet off from under the working class and take away all of the progress that you've made in your real estate investments and your stocks and 401ks and IRAs and such. Maybe that's what's happening. Who knows? Anyway, my if you've been listening to me, I think a lot of this is contrived and engineered into the system, and that the Federal Reserve and the central bankers, they're losing their grip on the fiat currency world by virtue of the fact that their monopoly money is not as useful. The tools are not as useful. The quantitative easing and the tightening and the raising and lowering of interest rates and controlling money supply and all that, those tools seem to be very ineffective right now as compared to being effective as they were before. Anyway, prepare yourselves, guys. Let me see. Oh, yeah, my name is Monty Henry, owner of DPO Surveillance Equipment. We're a full-service surveillance and security equipment company. We have lifetime guarantees and warranties on all the products. We do have 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. We do have the largest inventory of items that not only can you buy, but you can rent layaway as well. We do have the largest media center that includes articles, podcasts, blogs, demonstration videos, and such. We do cover cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. We do cover health and fitness. We do cover economics and finance, cybersecurity, anti-terrorism, counterterrorism. We do cover surveillance and counter-surveillance in the articles and the broadcasts and the demonstration videos and everything else about podcasts. All of it is free. It's educational. Download it. Use it as you may. We do have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bcash integrated into our shopping cart. You Bitcoin millionaires who, like us and my family, we got in 4 or 5 years ago, doing quite well. Thank you very much. Those of us who've made the transition from the typical stupid fiat world over to the crypto space, you know as well as I do that you're weathering this storm quite well, more than likely. And you're able to go shopping. You're able to take the vacations. You're able to buy the things, pay off the credit cards, pay off mortgages, car loans. A lot of you guys know that you're debt free, and you don't have to worry so much. So good. Kudos to you for making smart decisions in the crypto space. What else is going on? The website is newly designed. I think it's prepared for the next 5 years, 10 years maybe. We're going to be making improvements over time, of course. But I think we laid the foundation so that me and my wife can take vacations, as we have been, going to such places as Costa Rica, Peru, Alaska, Hawaii, Yellowstone, all sorts of places, Niagara Falls, you name it. Bitcoin and Bitcoin has definitely been very good to us. But anyway, the website is newly designed. Go there. It's optimized for mobile. Use your PDA, smartphones, laptops, etc. We're going to be doing some SEO work, security engine optimization, to make it easier to find in the search engines, and just tweaking it every once in a while. We got to say, as usual, get away from MasterCard and Visa and American Express. Step away from Citibank and Wells Fargo, HSBC, UBS. These guys are doing more money laundering, more manipulation of key interest rates and indexes, LIBOR, rigging, manipulating gold futures contracts, bribery. Just one small bank in Estonia in Eastern Europe was guilty of helping Russia launder $250 billion, okay? And when these idiots in New York and Washington talk about, oh my God, cryptos are ideal for illicit funds and drug activity and porn, compare the numbers, okay? You have to be stupid. You have to be absolutely moronic. You have to be, retarded to think that a maximum of $90 million that supposedly went through Shapeshift compares to at least one occasion where $250 billion went through this bank in Estonia, through Danske Bank, D-A-N-S-K-E. You can't compare the two. Okay, it's apples and oranges. One is an allegation regarding Shapeshift, and where it supposedly took place over 2 years, and that's totally hasn't been proven. It's not well founded, that allegation against Shapeshift. But we do know for a fact that J.P. Morgan has settled no less than $13 billion in just one of their 50 or 60 cases where they've been caught red-handed, including Wells Fargo, including HSBC, including Citibank, including Danske Bank, including, you name it, all of these financial institutions. MasterCard, Visa settling for $6-7 billion at a time of overcharging merchants and such in the United States. So, give me a break. What else? Oh, yeah, we have an article, by the way, we have an article that we're going to be talking about. This one is dedicated to those of you who do have crypto assets. You do have a need to want to pass along, if possible, your crypto inheritance to others, family members, friends, significant others, pets. We don't care, as long as you consider that you can pass it along to someone. The traditional lawyers and attorneys don't know much about crypto, so we're going to be featuring occasionally certain organizations and companies and individuals that do specialize in this space and that can help you prepare your wills and your transfers of your crypto assets to your loved ones. Let's take a look at the article. The name of it is Inheritance Planning for Cryptocurrencies, 3 Steps in 3 Minutes. Again, Inheritance Planning for Cryptocurrencies, 3 Steps in 3 Minutes. I'll be expanding these ideas in a forthcoming article and book, but with interest skyrocketing and so many new people owning tokens for the first time, I want to provide a quick reference guide that you can complete in less than 10 minutes to help protect your new assets. My book, Crypto Inheritance Planning, A Simple Guide for Owners, is now available at Amazon.com and at Amazon sites throughout the world. How to use this guide. The fastest, most secure way to use this guide is to print 2 copies of it as is. Don't fill in the blanks on your computer. Next, get 2 sheets of paper and use a pen to write down the important information your heirs will need on both sheets of paper. Attach 1 sheet to each copy of this guide and store it securely. Alternatively, you can print on one side of the page and write your instructions on the other side of the paper. These are 3 things that your heirs must know about in order to access these tokens and keep them safe. Exchanges, wallets, and devices. We'll explore each of them in order. Exchanges. Most exchanges are centralized and hold funds for you in an account to allow you to trade between local currency and cryptocurrency. Many people purchase their first Bitcoin or Ether using their local currency through exchanges like Coinbase, Xapo, Bitfinex, Kraken, or Polynex. Often, but not always, people link their traditional bank accounts to these services. What do your heirs need to know? If your loved ones don't know the exchange account exists, they cannot access it. So at a minimum, they need to know what exchanges you're currently using and the ones that you no longer use but are still open. You do not need to list the password or login credentials. In fact, in a simple inventory, you shouldn't include them. Do not count on your family figuring out what exchanges you use based upon your bank statements. Do not count on the exchanges to contact your family. They will not know you've passed. An example of what you'll write on your sheet of paper. I have accounts at, then fill in the blank, and blah, 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 blah. Exchanges to trade cryptocurrencies. There may be a balance in USD, Euro, or a balance in any or all of cryptocurrencies listed on the exchanges. Note, if you're using a decentralized exchange like BISC, B-I-S-Q, first, kudos to you, and second, you need to follow the procedures for wallets listed below. Wallets, by the way. Wallets can be a bit trickier because often it's difficult for people to know if they're using a hosted wallet, like an exchange where you don't actually own your keys, or a non-hosted wallet where you do. Many exchanges have their own wallets. Most of these are hosted wallets. If you're using a hardware wallet, you own your own keys. If you're using a software wallet that constantly reminds you to back up your wallet, you probably own your own keys. If you're not sure, try opening your wallet settings and looking for a wallet backup or similarly named feature. If you haven't backed up your wallet yet, do it now. Seriously, stop reading this article and take out another sheet of paper, handwrite the name of the software and the wallet backup information. Be sure there are no cameras or prying eyes around. Put the backup in an opaque envelope and store it in a safe, secure place. Then come back to this article. What do your heirs need to know? If you're using a hosted wallet, follow the instructions for exchanges above and mention that you also use the associated wallet. If you're holding your own keys, which you should be for the majority of your holdings, then your heirs will need to know at least 2 things. 1, the name of the wallet you use, and 2, where your wallet backups are located. The name of the wallet software is particularly important if you are using a single wallet to access more than one type of token. If you use advanced features like an encryption password for paper wallets, otherwise known as BIP38, or passphrase for seeds, BIP39, they will also need to know where those are stored, which should be separately from the seeds themselves. You do not need to list all of the tokens you hold, particularly if you are actively trading. Whoever is helping your heirs access the tokens should understand wallet software and be able to search for all tokens available using the software. An example of what you'll write down on your sheet of paper. I use Trezor, Ledger, Samurai Jack's green address wallets to access my cryptocurrencies. I use my Ledger and Jack's wallets to access multiple currencies. The rest are Bitcoin only. You can find the wallet backups amongst my other important documents stored in a vault at XYZ Bank branch, or contact my cousin, Ray, or whoever their name is, and my sister, Lisa, whatever her name is, to locate my wallet backups. Or I've left instructions on how to find my wallet backups at, then you fill in the blank, of course. Warning, anyone who has access to these backups can steal the funds, and you or your heirs won't be able to get them back. Watch helpers carefully. Moving right along, devices. What do your heirs need to know? They will need to know what devices you use to access your wallet accounts. Why? Because these devices probably have copies of your keys stored on them, and it's important that your heirs know not to throw away, donate, gift, or destroy these devices until the funds have been successfully moved to the estate or moved to your heirs. You don't need to give them your access codes and passwords unless you are relying upon them to use these devices to access your cryptocurrency, which is a bad idea for many reasons, too many to discuss here. If you use a hardware wallet, print a picture of the device. A stock photo is fine to attach to this document so that your heirs will be able to identify it. An example of what you'll write on your sheet of paper. It's very important that you keep my phone, my laptop, and any devices that look like the photo included on the following page until the estate is fully settled. Don't let anyone access these devices without watching them carefully. Bonus, your heirs will probably need someone to help them access your cryptocurrencies and access tokens. If you can easily think of people you trust to help, then list them. I prefer having at least 2 helpers designated from different organizations or different sides of the family. The idea is that you want people who probably won't collude to steal the assets. My clients often list Third Key Solutions LLC, Third Key Solutions, as one of the helpers. But of course, that's not required. Remember, this is just a bonus. If you're not ready to commit to helpers now, just omit that section. Don't let that stop you from writing out your inventory now. An example of what you'll write on your sheet of paper. My best friend Jesse Laversky, or whatever their name is, can work with Third Key Solutions at thirdkey.solutions to help you access these funds. While doing these few things won't guarantee your cryptocurrencies and tokens will go to the people you want them to, that actually requires a will, testament, or legal trust. Not doing them will almost certainly guarantee your heirs won't be able to benefit from your cryptocurrency holdings. This is just the first step, and for most people should become a more comprehensive plan, especially if you're holding a large amount of cryptocurrency. But that sort of planning takes time. Using this guide, you can start protecting your loved ones in just a few minutes. Select print, write down a few things on paper, store the guide securely, sleep better tonight knowing you've started planning for the future. Sign up to Third Key Solutions Inheritance for Cryptocurrencies and Asset Tokens mailing list to receive our latest guides and newsletters. About the author, Pamela Morgan, Pamela WJD at Pamela WJD is an attorney, educator, and entrepreneur who has been working exclusively in the Bitcoin and blockchain industry since 2014. She is a widely respected authority on multi-signature governance and legal innovation using digital currencies. Pamela is one of the few attorneys whose knowledge and understanding goes beyond legal theory. She actually uses these technologies every day. She's authored numerous how-to articles and is known for delivering engaging, practical presentations about her work to audiences around the world. In addition to her law practice, Pamela is the CEO of Third Key Solutions, LLC. Third Key works with clients to design and test asset protection plans, including high-value estate planning, internal corporate governance plans, and disaster recovery plans. Pamela is also a board member of the Cryptocurrency Certification Consortium, or C4, a nonprofit industry standards organization where she serves as the Director of Education. Who we are. Organizational history and philosophy. Third Key Solutions, or TKS, is a boutique key consulting and management firm that began as a response to market requests. Clients of our CEO, Pamela Morgan, were continually asking her to provide key consulting services in conjunction with legal services. Understanding the importance of good key security, TKS was formed to meet those needs. TKS is highly selective when it comes to clients and projects. We will only work with clients who demonstrate a commitment to community and are working on socially responsible projects. As with many other firms in the blockchain space, we receive far more requests than we can currently serve, and we will not accept new clients at the expense of our current ones. We are highly sensitive to conflicts of interest and pride ourselves in delivering exceptional service and building long-lasting relationships through integrity and fair dealing. Executive team. Pamela Morgan, Chief Executive Officer, or CEO. Pamela Morgan, again, is an attorney, author, educator, entrepreneur, public speaker. She is a widely respected authority on multi-signature governance and legal innovation using digital currencies. In early 2015, she founded Third Key Solutions, again, LLC, a key consulting firm that works with individuals and organizations to improve the security of their crypto holdings and ensure these assets are accessible in the event of a crisis, death, or disaster. Pamela has recently published her first book, Crypto Asset Inheritance Planning, a simple guide for owners based in large part upon the work she's done at TKS. Find out more about Pamela by visiting empoweredlaw.com or follow her on Twitter, again, at Pamela WJD. Also, Andreas Antonopoulos is a Chief Executive Technology Officer. Andreas is a technologist and serial entrepreneur who has become one of the most well-respected, well-known figures in Bitcoin. Additionally, he is the author of Mastering Bitcoin and the Internet of Money. With more than 20 years of experience in security and distributed systems, he is responsible for technology strategy, security operations, and security consulting at Third Key Solutions. Find out more about Andreas by visiting Antonopoulos.com or follow him on Twitter at @Antonop. Then also there's Richard Kagan, strategic advisor. Richard has been a tech entrepreneur for over 30 years. As a senior marketing executive, he has launched and helped to build several successful companies, including Elon on the NASDAQ, VPNet, acquired by Avaya, Fortinet, trades on NASDAQ under ticker symbol FTNT, or Frank Thomas, Nathaniel Thomas, or whatever. And then Infoblocks, traded on the New York Stock Exchange under Blocks, BLOX, or Boy, Larry, Oscar, Xerox. He is an active investor and an advisor to emerging companies in networking, security, business intelligence, and payments. Okay, that's about it for this particular podcast. I'm going to include the article, links to the newsletter, links to Andreas, Richard, and including Pamela. Also, go to their Twitter pages, go to their Facebook pages, look at their videos, particularly Andreas and Pamela. I imagine Richard has something as well. But this should be a very good start, you guys, for you guys who are building up crypto portfolios, and you want to consider that you don't want the state or someone to go through distributing your funds for you. You don't want this tied up in probate. You want to see if you can somehow designate who gets what and all that in the event of a problem. If your airplane crashes or your car crashes or whatever, something happens to you guys out there, we all want to have hopefully the value that we've accumulated over these years transfer to someone who could use it, right? So whether it's a non-profit organization, whether it's a family member, spouse, pet, something, just make sure that you try to designate as much as possible who gets what and all that. Get your last will and testament, your trust, and everything. written up and make a reference to these crypto assets and such, or at least the documentation as stipulated here in the podcast and article, so that they can see that you have something. And then again, as they mentioned in the article, third point can be a helper or someone that you trust in the family, maybe two people on each side of the family or something, can be a helper to identify what is Bitcoin, where it is, and how to access it based upon the information that you gave them. And so anyway, we're going to wrap up this podcast. As we like to say at the conclusion of every podcast, keep your eyes and ears open and stay safe out there. Have a good day. Thanks. Take care. Bye.